Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today my conversation is an interesting one. Were the cartoons that we grew up with really that good? A lot of people are going to be angry at me on this video. This is something I thought about because I did rewatch Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I wondered if the cartoons we grew up with were like better than today, or maybe they were just the same. And we only remember the good ones. It's one of those things that we say, like, when you get older, like, oh, the stuff I grew up with was way better than what you guys grew up with. This next generation, pff, their entertainment stinks. But I look back and I think that really there wasn't that many, like, good shows. Like, here's the thing is that when people say back in the day movies were better, back in the day cartoons were better, like, when you say that, you're saying it with the mindset of you only remember the good ones because you actually, watched the good ones. Because you wanted to keep watching the good ones. For example, someone who grew up like in the 70s and they saw 80s movies, 90s movies, and they say, oh, back in the day movies were much better. If you watched the movie and you loved it, and then you bought the movie on DVD and then you watched it at home as well, it's because it was a good movie, then you're going to remember that movie. If you watched a movie in theaters that was bad and then you never watched it again, 20 years later, you're not going to remember that movie anymore. So when you go back and you think, oh, hi, cutie. Sorry. So really, every good movie you've seen in your 20s or teen years, you're going to remember later on because it's good. The only, bad movie that I'll probably remember for the rest of our lives is The Room, and that's it.
Oh, hi, Mark.
But, for example, of bad movies that no one really remembers anymore, no one remembers Turbo anymore, no one remembers Pirates Band of Mischief. Unless something was, so bad that it was memorable, then that's an exception. But usually you don't remember the bad stuff. So really we're kind of lying to ourselves that what we grew up with was better. Not exactly. What I see today, the problem is though with cartoons, is that they're trying to copy the cartoons that we grew up with. When I say we, I mean 2000s kids, 90s kids, whatever. If you were a kid when I was a kid, then that's what I'm talking about, our time. But then looking back, I wonder I don't think the cartoons that we grew up with were really, that much better. For example, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, I know for a fact I'm gonna get so much hate for this. SpongeBob is not that good. Ed, Edd, and Eddy is not that good. There's a lot of shows back in the day that were not that good, that we thought were amazing. They're not that good. Out of the shows that I've rewatched, and I'm going to rewatch soon, that are good, and even some that I still will watch to this day, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Phineas and Ferb, Samurai Jack, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which I'm glad they did a correct conclusion to Samurai Jack and The Clone Wars. Thank you very much to the creators for that. Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then, which I also rewatched because I never finished it as a kid. And I'm actually thinking about watching Ben 10 now because I remember that being a fun show, and I thought, hey, why not? I watched Avatar: Last Airbender. Let's watch Ben 10, see how that holds up. But those particular shows, I can watch again and say, these are good shows. I can't watch SpongeBob and say it's a good show. Also, I never liked SpongeBob as a kid anyway. I thought Ed, Edd and Eddy was also pretty dumb. SpongeBob and Ed, Edd and Eddy were just mindless crap. I understand there's some jokes that are well written, but really it's it's there. Why is it popular? I have no idea. And it's a good argument for me because if anyone asks me, it's oh, why do you like anime? My question is why do you like SpongeBob? Why? Why do you like SpongeBob? I don't understand why. When I look back and people are oh, good shows back in the day, I'm well, SpongeBob's been around forever and it really is not that good. Ed, Edd and Eddy wasn't that good either. I did watch some of Ed, Edd and Eddy. What the crap was that show? It made no sense. It was just pure nonsense. And when I look to today and there's SpongeBob has a bunch of screaming in it, Ed and Eddy has a bunch of screaming in it. There was quite a few shows that just had screaming nonsense in it. And that's the same thing with the reboot of Teen Titans Go. We have Teen Titans, great show. Oh, that was another one I forgot to mention earlier. Teen Titans. That was a great show. I think I might put Ben 10 on the side for a little bit to watch Teen Titans. And Teen Titans Go, just a bunch of screaming. A lot of shows today, it's just screaming. Pretty much SpongeBob, everybody. And, the stuff we grew up with. Out of cartoons that came out today, We Bare Bears, to me, is the best one because it acts normal. Now, I'm not saying normal it doesn't have some weird moments. It's a cartoon, you can do whatever you want. but they don't act like idiots. It actually has a point to the story. The jokes are funny. The characters have a good like mix. Like not all the characters are basically the same stupid thing. None of the bears are like a dumb character. You have Grizz, which is the big brother, wants to be the leader. The panda, he's more of the shy one. He's more introverted. And then Ice Bear is just amazing. I'll also bring up Phineas and Ferb, because Phineas and Ferb was kind of was like with the characters were the same thing. There was no like really just like a stupid character. Dr. Doofenshmirtz was really not a stupid character. He was just bad at being a bad guy. Like when you really look at Dr. Doofenshmirtz, he's not a bad person. He's a good guy. He's also a great father. Like that's why I have this song, Not So Bad at Dad After All. He was actually a great guy. There was no like stupid character in that. Even Buford wasn't really like a stupid character. There was no Patrick in Phineas and Ferb. Foster's Home only had like one character like that. It was Cheese, but he never really was in the show that much as he could have been. But he was there every now and then, which worked because you didn't have to deal with that every single episode. It didn't run on that joke. Everything else ran with the individual characters and their particular traits that made it funny. But the formula that's commonly used now is just dumb. It's just the constant screaming. It's the constant ridiculousness. The characters have to be stupid. They don't know anything. What the heck's going on in the show? Were cartoons that we grew up with really that good? Like, were they really? Like, we can point out the good ones, but when I try to remember some of the other ones, like, what the heck was Flapjack? That was stupid. Chowder was stupid. I don't know what the heck Chowder was. Fanboy and Chum Chum was also really stupid. Oh my gosh, that was a dumb show. Like, there was a lot of dumb shows. Now that I'm remembering stuff now, there was a lot of dumb shows. What was the point of these shows? They were so stupid. Yeah, there was some show with like a robot and I think it was a shark or a monster. Was it called Monster and Robot? I don't know why I'm remembering that right now, but I saw like 3 episodes and it was never on TV again. Like, it got canceled real quick. Like, that was a show that did not last and no one remembers. I remembered it somehow because I had to like go back into my memory like on Inside Out. I had to get those little dudes to send a little orb. Okay, this is a lost joke. Why am I trying to be funny? I shouldn't be trying to be funny. I'm trying too hard. Like my Nana. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. I think when you watch something or think about your past, just like remember that don't try to be arrogant and prideful about like, oh, my stuff was better that I grew up with. I guess the point I'm making is that nothing is new under the sun. That's pretty much it. If we can pretend that the stuff we grew up with was better, but if we actually like step back and think about it, it really wasn't. But like, if you like SpongeBob, I don't care. If you like Ed and Eddie, I don't care. But let's not pretend that these are like fantastic like art pieces of work. Like we can agree that whether you like Avatar: The Last Airbender or not, that is a great show. So yeah, those are just my thoughts. If you hate me and you want to show hate in the comments, I don't care. If you don't like Phineas and Ferb, okay, I don't care if you don't like Phineas and Ferb. If you don't like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, I don't care. If you don't like Samurai Jack, I'm not entirely sure why you don't like Samurai Jack or Clone Wars. The only reason you don't like Clone Wars is probably because you're a Star Trek fan. I don't know a single person that doesn't like Teen Titans. What I would like to happen again in cartoons, which I have not seen in a long time, not that I've seen it in a long time because I'm not that old, I would like kind of like Looney Tunes type of shows again. All those characters on Looney Tunes, like I love the way that I could still watch any of those episodes and laugh at it. Like, they're really good. I would like to see like cartoons like that today again. I would like to see that. You don't see it too much, or actually, you don't even see it at all anymore. No one does that anymore.
And that's all I have to say about that.
So I will see you guys in the next video, and watch out for gangsters.